H.O.I Detroit, coming on this Sabbath day, the Lord's holy day. This class is going to be about famine is coming. How do we prep? What do we do to survive? Brother Melchizedek.
Elder Pennywell. Brother Abner Israel.
We're going to start off with Isaiah 19 and start off with verse 8.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 8. The fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brook shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the water shall languish. Moreover, they that work in fine flax, and they that weave networks shall be confounded. Keep going.
Oh, we got 10. Okay. Yeah, this is going into, like in the ancient days in Egypt, before the plagues hit them, fishermen was a real high detailed job. And you know, when the river turned red, the job shut down. Just like in America, you see in America a lot of jobs are shut down because of the plagues. And if you go into like some of these restaurants or these grocery stores, you know some of these stores, they didn't have a lot of foods that they have now. It's the same thing. Like I say, this is modern day Egypt, but those same things happen in Egypt. So like you notice, there's a lot of job shortage, a lot of jobs shut down. So these same plagues are happening to us today. That lets us know that we are in Egypt. So we know a couple weeks we had a fasting going on. So a lot of so-called Christians and Americans, they won't be ready when this famine comes on. Because I think in America, what is it, 48, 49 people are overweight? Just imagine if a famine comes on in America. How would they be able to survive? That's why the Most High in these books tells us to fast. Because these days are coming where we might not have to eat every day, where we can't eat every day. They showing on video where some of these grocery stores, the shelves are empty. How do you handle that? You know what I mean? It's going to become a norm where people are going to be like, well, you know what? Today we can't eat. We're going to have to bypass. We'll eat tomorrow. But if you're not fasting, how do you handle that? And that's a tough task. You know what I mean? But like I say, what is it, 48 or 49% of Americans are obese.
They even got that TV show. What's it, 400 pounds and like My Obese Life, something like that.
How does a person like that survive if they can't eat?
They can't even get out of bed.
You know what I mean? And naturally, your body, America tells you you're supposed to eat 3 times a day. No, you ain't. Your body can feed off itself. That's a lie that they've been telling us all this time. You don't need 3-4 meals a day. That's how America has got like that, and the scriptures going that how have they been eating, how they fulfill themselves, how America has got to this stature. Give me 2 Esdras 15 and 10.
This is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
What you got, 11?
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
God, the key word there that's how you know it's not talking about past Egypt, as before. When it says as before, you know that doesn't mean the same Egypt, because he's talking about has smite Egypt as before. And what did we just get through talking about? Some of the plagues of America, of the world. COVID-19, monkeypox, like we just said. Some of these grocery stores don't have food. These are the same plagues, almost the same as Egypt. Now, we're not probably going to get the same one as what frogs coming on the land, and what's the other one?
Locusts?
Yeah, we probably going to get something, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You know, it might not be locusts, it may be flies. You know what I mean? But it's still the same thing.
Definitely flies.
There you go, you never know. Flies may come in the spring and eat up all our livestock. Because it don't necessarily have to be local, but it's the same, the plagues, because COVID-19 is not the plagues that they have in Egypt. but it is a plague. Monkeypox is not, it is a plague. So,
yeah, these different plagues.
there you go, but it's a plague. They're similar, but they are the same place. They might not, like I say, be the locusts, but they can be flies. It can be ants, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Roaches, the rats may eat things. So a plague is still a plague. But you notice they're still coming to America. COVID-19 was out through the world, but the major part was like China and America. And we know, like I say again, and we know, according to the scriptures, America is the New Age Egypt. Let's go to Exodus 9 and
That's good.
Con.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 9, verse 3. Behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camel, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There should be a very grievous murmur.
Now, I was watching a video where I think it was like 200 to 100 calves just died. They didn't know where that came from. When have we ever seen something like that?
200 what?
200
Like
cattle.
200 cattle just died. The farmer came out,
They
they were all dead. He didn't know what happened. That's a plague. That's famine coming. Now, when 200 cattle died, and that was just from that one farmer. We don't know if it was many farmers. Now, what happens when your cattle die, what does the farmer have to do? He has to raise the prices. See, that's another thing. Food is going to go up in price. Everybody can't afford these prices. I think eggs was like $5.50, $6 for a dozen of eggs or something like that. That's another way to cause famine.
Not even that, gas.
There you go. That's what, gas, and she said also for her grain, she had to pay a lot for the grain to go get the grain. She said the grain was going out fast. See, that's another way to cause famine. Because you know, when their prices go up, what happens? They got to charge us. They got to charge us.
You see it now, it's a lot. You see it with the housing. You know, even right now, they say the housing market is up, but if you sell your house,
It's down.
you can't even go and get another house because the housing market is skyrocketing now.
There's also another video I seen where the farmers were like, the government told them to kill off some of their food. They had farmers telling them, that the government was telling farmers, kill off some of your food, kill it off. So they also don't cause us famine.
They want it to be.
There you go. So that's why I say when we had that fast, it is important for us to fast. Because when this drought fast comes, if you used to eating every day 3 or 4 times a day, and if you can't make a day or at least 2 without eating, mentally you're gonna have a problem. Now we ain't talking about physically, but mentally, a lot of us it's gonna be hard to deal with. That's gonna be a problem. Like I say, how you said, what was the show you just said again?
My obese 500 pound life.
Now you gotta think, how hard would that be? See, America has made it comfortable with us, with this DoorDash, what's all that other stuff where you can just order food and sit back, somebody can bring it to you. There you go. As Americans, we've been taught that it's been abundance of food, that this never was gonna stop. We can eat as much as we want. We can get up in the middle of the night, get some ice cream, get some cookies. But what happens when that's all shut down? Like they say, all good things must come to an end. How is that going to affect you? How do you live without that? That's why the scriptures tell us that fasting clears you up. It gets your mind set. See, the Most High already knew this was coming. That's why he tells you that fast is so important.
That fast also builds up your spirit.
And helps you get rid of those sins.
Have you knock off them
Get
sins.
rid of those sins. It gets your mind right. And like you say, it's also healthy for you. Because your body is not designed to eat as much as we do in this country. But what do? 3 healthy meals and something in between.
They teach you to be carnal.
How often every other commercial is a food commercial. And what do they do with the food? They put, what's all that stuff, those man-made sugars in the food to help keep you obese. That's why we have all those, high blood pressure, diabetes. That comes from the food.
Con.
All these other countries, they don't have these diseases like we do. They don't eat the way we do in America, Canada, and all that. They don't eat the same type of way we do.
Some of the American food is actually banned in the other
God,
countries.
God.
You
But
can't
they,
have them over
but
there.
they put that in us. They bring that over here. I had once took a dietary class, and the guy said something so important. He was like, if you can't pronounce something, why would you put that in your mouth? And if you notice, you turn down the labels, it'd be some words with like 15, 16 letters in it. You don't know what it means. And he said, well, why would you put that in your mouth? You don't even know what this means. You can't even pronounce it. What sense logically does it have that you would put that in your mouth? You don't know where it comes from. And a lot of that stuff, what is it, not manure, what's the stuff that they put on the
Lard.
No.
Fertilizer, yeah.
That's in the foods. And we putting that in our mouth.
Con.
Like I said, that's what from now on, like I take a while because I look at the labels. If it's like 30 things on there and I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Especially if you just imagine, if you look at the labels and you look it up to see what the contents are, you'll be like, I can't believe I've been eating this whole time. And just like you said, a lot of the food here is banned in other countries. But over here, I guess the land of the free, so prosperous, they feeding us anything. They feeding us anything.
They put on pork and candy for the kids.
There you go. All types of sugars, and you wonder where our kids is being. They already don't go outside and play.
Right, they're already crazy.
Let me get what's this, Genesis 41 and 25, right?
Con. The book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 25. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kin are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7th thin and ill-favored kin that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears, blasted with the east wind, shall be 7 years of famine.
Now, can you imagine that? You're talking about 7 years of famine. How difficult would that be? That's what the Most High put in the Pharaoh. But see, we may not have a Joseph to save us in America. 7, you talking about this? He said 7 years of famine. That's a long time to basically almost starve. Not knowing you ain't eating every day. Some people had to pass away.
Yeah.
You talking about a 7? This is what he played the come on Jesus. Now, if you don't know the Most High is that, he put 7 years of famine on Egypt for his people. 7 years of famine. Now, I don't know if we're going to do 7 years. I would hope not, because that's a long time. But who knows? Even 3 years is a long stretch.
Even when COVID came around for that 1 year, what happened? Everybody was having a hard time.
Because you had to wait in line to go in the grocery store. Everybody couldn't walk in the way they wanted, and people was losing their mind with that.
Yeah. Anybody can get on the bus.
And then another form of the famine, people think the famine might just be scarcity of food. It could be food, but at high ridiculous price. You can't even afford it.
You can't afford it.
That pack of meat might go from $12 all the way to $21 for one pack.
Could be 30.
Can you afford that and rent and gas and you got kids?
Not right there, like you say. You ain't getting as much as food as a lot of food like you are now.
Mm-hmm.
So you are shorting yourself that way too. But see, even over there, they used to going without eating. See, America has been living so fat in the hall. Like I said, if you put on the TV, I'm willing to bet you every other commercial is about a restaurant, about food. They push that down our throats. They tell you it's okay. Because what else profit off us being obese and eating so much? The medical system, the health care. They want you in health. They want you constantly going to the doctor. This is what they want.
So to make their money.
There you go. Not only, like I said, they want you out of here.
Yeah.
They want you eating the wrong foods.
They don't want you dead. They want you dead.
They don't want your health.
There's more food for them.
They don't want you here, period. You know what I mean? Well, we go back to Isaiah, right? All right.
Isaiah 19,
God, Isaiah
14, 15.
15.
Yep. The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunkard man staggereth in his vomit.
Just like what that's going into. You know how a drunken man, he don't know where he at. He just used to being around, so he just staggering in his vomit, he lay in it the same way America has been. You know what I mean? America has just been so natural being this way. How do they say, what they say with the Edomite, who can bring me down? America has never thought this day was coming. They never thought these wars was coming. Imagine all these people not standing up to America. In the 80s, America was a superpower. Nobody would dare stand up against them.
Not even Russia.
Like you say, Putin, like, I don't care what America say. I'm doing what I'm going to do something to it. Come stop me, basically. Like I say, in the 80s, nobody would say nothing to America.
Not even Putin.
There you go. America ain't that same. They was drunken in their own vomit. We do what we want. Can't nobody, I drink as much as I want. So what? I thought, who gonna do something? Same way America was thinking. We go in these countries, who gonna stop us? Who gonna make us stop? We stop you from going in the countries. You don't do what we do. Like you say, Putin say, okay, we'll see. Don't bomb them. Oh, okay. I'm gonna bomb them every day. And if you say something to me, I'll throw a few your way. See if I'm playing. And what did Biden say? We gonna get some sanctions. Putin say, man, you can get out of my face without a sanction. I cut yours off.
That's what's going on.
There you go.
Anytime you sanction them, our food prices go up.
There you go.
Anytime you sanction them, our gas go up.
Because they supposed to be head of the grain on her. Russia like, oh, you sanction me? First of all, I'm not gonna stop bombing because that's ours. Second of all, we're gonna cut your grain. We're gonna starve you out food. But just like I seen on the news, was China like on their way to Taiwan now.
Oh yeah.
And China and Russia, they all right. But the whole thing is, everybody's getting tired of America. The big bully, we tired of you now. It's time for you to get put in your place.
Yeah, we should, and the Negroes should be tired of them too.
Well, should be. Should be. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, okay?
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 10. But executing thy judgments upon them by little and little, thou gavest them place of repentance, not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation, and that their malice was bred in them, and that their condemnation will never be changed.
Executing judges little by little. COVID-19, monkeypox, food shortage, little by little. Like you said, we don't even know what's coming next. We don't know what's coming in the next. Even
we already know because in the laboratory.
There you go. Even now, you can see it. What the COVID-19 do? It cut down a lot of jobs. Them jobs ain't like they were.
A lot of people
too. Them jobs ain't going like they used to.
And people still suffering from the COVID-19 to this day. They still suffering from the COVID-19 as far as like employment and everything like that. And food, housing, and basically the value of the dollar still have not gone back up yet since that time.
I know it's going back up. But then, like you say, when you get the COVID, who's to say that may come back out in another 5-10 years? You don't know exactly what it does. It's an unknown. Like I say, how we just seen the monkeypox. I thought chickenpox was that. I ain't never monkeypox. Where they come up with this stuff? I mean, how do you know to name it? Why couldn't it just be a regular pox or whatever? But it's monkeypox, it's chickenpox, smallpox.
The monkeys for the nigga.
Where they come up?
For the nigga.
Where they come up from this stuff from?
I know where they come up from. The monkey is for the nigga. Here's some pox. Ain't that the pox we gave Indians? That was
smallpox. Yeah.
Right, they small. I'm saying smallpox.
And there you go. Not being ignorant.
Now here's some pox for you niggas. The monkeypox.
Could be. And it's like not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation. America got a lot of blood on their hands.
Man,
Still now today, like we just seen on the video. Look at all our people walking up. Several men thinking they women. Thinking ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how mind is sick. Thinking it's okay. That's how sick it is. Several men thinking it's okay to be a woman. And then say something wrong with you when you tell them that that's wrong.
Oh, see, if you read out the Bible, you the problem. For even finding it. Why did you find that? You see what I'm saying?
And you know, that's the thing with America. America would tell it there's something wrong with you. You tell it something wrong that's not even natural. You don't see no animals. You don't see no male lion laying up with another male lion. You don't see another gorilla. That's unnatural.
It's unnatural, yeah. You won't see that.
You know what I mean? If you did, guess what they would do to that lion?
Kill it.
Kill it, because it ain't natural.
So I can, and this is what I always tell the brothers in my generation, because it's really hitting my generation. My generation, the generation that's coming after me. When I be telling them, you know, when I sit and I talk to them, they all got one thing in common. One thing in common. They always say, either A, the father wasn't there, or B, they was touched by somebody. So that makes me to believe in our society, in the black society, that basically our men are not being taught to be men anymore. They're taught to be women now.
Yeah.
And then even from our women teaching our boys how to be like them. They not teaching their boys how to be a man. They teaching their boys they babying their sons. They pampering their sons. They not teaching them how to go out there and get it from the sweat of his brow. They giving it to him.
I think the black man got so left self-esteem amongst the other nations, like especially the black woman. She look at the black man like, why might as well be like me? He come out better being like me than being like you. That's what they're saying. When these black boys been raised by these mothers, you know, some mothers be like, you know, you're not gonna be no sister here. Some mothers want to be a mother and a father, but that's only 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of the mothers, they more like, you must be like me than any man, but these black men ain't shit.
They go
so
with the world say.
Yeah. You know, and that's just how it is. And they encourage their sons to be gay. especially if the sons got a lot of big sisters, that's really a tilt to lean over to be gay. And the commercials don't help, because you know, most black people remember monkey see, monkey do. So you throw one commercial on TV, you'll get about 100 niggas trying to be gay.
And I was gonna say that,
Like how?
they put that
One commercial.
They put that on TV too, and then you notice, what do they do? What's the thing where they give the lady money but the man can't be in the house?
Yeah,
But they say they for family. Why do you want the male figure out the house if you for family?
Like
Family
that.
consists of a man and a woman.
Yeah.
The man has to be in the house for their family. You know, you can make some conditions. Okay, well, after a year or two, you can get on your feet, then we cut it off. But they immediately say he can't be in the house.
Or at least
Why
you're
is
gonna
that?
lose 200 from being there.
There you go.
You know, at least try to support the family.
There you go.
You're trying to kill the family.
Because you notice they used to do that, but when the Irish came over here, and they all supported them. They didn't break up their families.
Right.
But now when it gets to us, oh, he can't be here. See, and like you say, that tells a woman, do I really need you?
Right.
He helping me out. You the problem.
You the problem.
You the one can't be here.
Right.
Because he said if you here, we can't
You're
get what
gonna
we
lose
need.
everything.
So he putting it out, you the problem.
Right, yeah.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. I'm not gonna lose everything.
There you go. See, they pushing that. It's all like a mental game. Get him out the house. You better than them, and then you see these programs around housewives, LA basketball wives. How they, like you said, how they treat them. He listening. They don't need no job to get him. He ain't nobody. Get him out here. I'll take care of you. But just imagine if we wasn't here, how would they do those same things? I don't believe that.
They put the foot down.
There you
Only
go.
reason why the black woman is getting the white man's help because we here. Everything revolves around that black man. The black woman not really. Some of them. But some of these black women, about 10% or 15% of these black women, they understand to support the black man. But and they know how to play the white man on the left side too.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Now that's different. But but other 90%, they just go along with Esau. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the smart black women, they'll be like, hey, I take it from you, and I keep my man too.
So
You know what I'm saying?
You just have to catch him in
You
there.
just gotta catch him. You know what I'm saying? Because we know how to work it.
There you go.
No pictures on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And his clothes really mainly is in the storage.
You let us know when I come back. Well, you got to go for a few hours because he here.
Right. But I'm gonna keep my man,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna take your money. You know what I'm saying? And that's more gangster. I'm gonna take your money from my man. So she become a pimp for her. She become a pimp and make the white man a hoe. You see what I'm saying? Now, but the white man turn around and make the nigga a hoe. And most black women make that black man a hoe too. That's why when you keep the commandments, you cannot. There's no way you can make a black man a hoe by keeping the commandments. You have to raise him up, let him be who he is, and support him because that's in the commandments. You see what I'm saying? And hold on, and it's in the commandments for you to pimp him. You still can pimp Esau, because that's in the commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's in the commandments. You still can treat your enemies not like you treat your brothers. You know what I'm saying? What you give to your enemies, you can't give to your brothers. So you still can pimp him. You see what I'm saying? And so how can you go wrong? You can pimp the white man, and that's legal in the Bible, and you can be good to your man. But most women, they can be married, they can have a husband, but that white man is her God. Just because the black man is your husband, that don't mean that white man not your God. As soon as you act up, nigga, I'm calling God. I'm calling blue God. My blue God gonna tighten you up. Maybe you get in the hospital, my white guy that wear the white clothes, he gonna kill you.
You know, that's another problem. Like you also with the young boys, you know what else gets them? This rap. They portray that image too. You know, some of them putting on those little tight pants, acting like they're a woman. You know what I mean? That's like I said. There you go. But if you notice, it moved to that era into the gangster era where we were shooting each other. Now they done got what's skinny jeans. What man would even want to put those on? But I mean, that's the motion. Like I say, and you say with Jay, you see that. Dressed like this guy, it's that status. If I can be like him, I got that status. They take that status for us, and we like, hey, he got that on. So if I put that on, I feel good too.
Right.
So like, back off that. That's why the Most High say don't make no great images. That's why we would have listened, and we would have actually started being obedient. Then you know how we can see it now because we in the truth. You know, oh man, that's just an image y'all follow. The image of what that man put out there, and y'all portraying. We can see that. They can't see that. You know what I'm saying? They can't see it, so it's like you said before, monkey see, monkey do.
And even though they got their
that's what
own
they call it,
record
monkey
company,
pop, because it's gonna come get you.
even though they got their own record, who is the head record label? Who's the head? Who producing those vinyl records or those CDs out? It ain't the black man. It's the white man.
The black man make the music, but the white man control.
You control the flow of information. You control the flow of events.
There you go. Let's go to
The white man get mad enough, he make that nigga get on stage with a thorn on.
not even mad enough. I'll throw this baby in your face, fool. $2 million, man. Put that dress on, man. You don't want this money?
No, put them panties on, nigga, take the dress off.
You don't want this money?
Walk off the stage, the nigga got panties on, walk off. You might as well, because he got psychedelic panties on.
You don't want this
He
money?
don't want this money. Yeah, he want the money.
So he gonna, I mean,
Yeah. And by him doing that, guess how many niggas I can get? If I can get him to do that, guess how many niggas I can capture?
but just like you said, see, they don't realize. You done did this. You a hoe now. You my man. I'm the pimp. You a hoe.
Right. And
I done bought you.
I need you to make some more hoes. So when they see you,
There you go. There you go.
you gonna make more hoes.
There you go. But see, they don't look at it that way. I got this money. That man could take that money just as fast as he gave it to you, fool. He
And
been
guess
doing
what?
it for the longest.
Right. And when you take your money, guess what? The fans still a hoe. Cause they're not gonna change. Cause they never got no money to do it. They did it off imagery.
There you go.
That's it. I you some money, and once all these people start getting engaged and acting like that, I can take it from you.
'Cause I mean, I don't need you really. I got
need
you
no more.
20.
Well, I don't need you no more.
You say something I don't like, oh, you know. Let's go to Maccabees, First Maccabees 9 and 24.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 9, verse 24. In those days also was there a great famine, by reason whereof the country revolted and went with them.
And that's what's going to happen. What's going to happen when these grocery stores say we don't have no food? Ain't no food today. What you think our people going to do? It's going to be ugly.
You know what America gonna do? They gonna kill each other like the depression.
There you go. You think people, you can tell 20 people ain't no food in this store? It's going to be a riot.
Niggas be running in the back trying to take all of the
There you go. And what's going to happen to somebody who have food in their house?
Uproar.
You're going to have a gang of people coming in your house. Oh, I heard he got some food there.
Yeah, niggas leaving out. You leaving out like you gaining weight. See, if you gaining weight, let's follow this nigga.
See,
If you got a lot of weight on you, they gonna follow you. That means you got money.
or you got some food. I ain't ate in a day or two.
Right,
I got a baby at home.
Right, I lost about 100 pounds. You gaining?
You got some food, there's 20 of us. Even if I get a little bit of that, I still got something for my kid. You know what I mean? It's that self-preservation gonna kick in. There's no choice. There's no food there. You got it. I'm gonna have to get it from you. Then what else? Guess what else is may happen if there's no food? Cannibalism.
You did it once.
Cannibalism. Because you're gonna do whatever you need to do to survive. But that's why I say that fasting, we gonna be able to last a little bit longer than the average person. Because you're used to it. Oh, okay, well, maybe I can go every other day or 2 days without eating. I'm good. But Jake out there, who used to, like you say, get DoorDash at the beck and call. Huh?
He can't do it.
I didn't call DoorDash. What, McDonald's out of food?
Your dad's gonna be getting robbed.
Somebody already killed one about 6-7 months ago. I don't know if the guy had money or whatever, but 6 months they said a DoorDash guy got killed. It's getting bad out here, kid. But that's all prophecy. That's all prophecy. Where we had Revelations.
Chapter 18, verse 7.
The
book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow gave her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
It's going in America. How much has she glorified herself? You talk about 70s and 80s. America was like, we live in high on the home. We go in any country, we take what we want. Not only do we run in this country, we go to your country if you got too much.
We run that too.
We go to Iran. We go wherever. You can't tell. This is our earth. This ain't just our country. This is our world.
Earth belongs to us.
There you go. We go in there. And what they got? What's that? Embassies in how many countries? I would say she have lived glorified on her, lived deliciously. America was getting a little bit of something from everybody. Everybody. You know how I say, she said in her heart, I sit, I'm a queen. I run this. I'm on the throne. Can't nobody step up above me. Oh, y'all got the issue? Come to me.
That's like the liberty, the statue.
There you go. Right up with the crook.
Yeah, she says she's a queen.
And I say, see those songs. We don't care about your country, you starving. We want what you got. You can see how when they first came over here. And what did they say in the history books? Columbus discovered America. How he discovered it when somebody was already here?
The invisible man.
He didn't discover it. He stole it. He stole it.
They're so comfortable with stealing that stealing is the truth for them.
There you go. And they put that in
Stealing
their
is their
books.
truth.
How he discovered it? There was people here.
They don't call it stuff. Stealing is their truth.
There you go. Well, I'm gonna pull up the definition of famine real quick. Let's see what famine is. We'll look up the definition. Bear with me, man. I can't find my website, so there we go. definition is an extreme scarcity of food. That means barely no food.
Con.
So people gonna be eating these. You gonna have to live off of it.
Shit.
You know how tight that's gonna be?
It's not.
The famine affect most of the country. Basically starvation. But like I say, the Most High, this book, he tells us the facts.
Con.
You know what I mean? He's basically prepping us for these days. And just like we see, like I said with the calf, we know we in these last days. Just like you said, the price is coming up. That means it's coming. That means you better start getting prepared. Because we only seeing a small taste of it right now. It may get worse.
Like, when I be at my job and I be driving to,
You got truck?
you know, yeah, I drive trucks, so I get to see it firsthand inside the grocery stores. You know, the food and the inventory that's coming from the trucks to the grocery stores. It don't be that much inventory. It be half the trucks. Half the trucks going to one big supermarket. Now, imagine a 53-foot trailer. Half of it is full, and that's going to the supermarket.
So it's not so the truck is not full.
It's not full. And then if it is full, it's not going to that one store.
Oh wow.
It's just going to like 4 different stores, and they only get like 200 pieces. That's including everything the supermarket has. And then when you go inside of there and everything, the quantity, the weight that you're getting is less and less now. Like I be seeing it firsthand now. Like, and that's one of the main reasons why I switched my profession. Because before the profession I was in, I started realizing, you know, in case there's a famine, in case anything happened, I need to secure something for me and my family. So when I got in this profession, I can see it firsthand. Like I said, I go to the stores and we see it. Like, that's how we know stuff is about to happen. Like, yeah, well, this store, say like we deliver to Myers and the grocery stores, right? We used to, say like our 53-foot trailers used to 30,000 pounds. 30,000 and 15,000. 13,000 now. So it's half of the product going to stores now. That's why some of these grocery stores don't have enough product. They don't.
You know what? It's so short that they don't even, some of these stores don't even stay open as long as they do.
No, they can't afford it.
They don't even stay open as long as they do. You know what I mean? And that's why I say, he letting us know something coming. 'Cause
Nah.
I can't remember when stores like you say Walmart and Kroger and stuff, they closing early now. That's letting us know something coming.
It's not even food either that's being short. It's clothing too. If you go to these clothing stores, they start to have like empty shelves. I went to Walmart to get some shoes for my niece. And when I tell you the whole wall was bare and only 2 or 3 rows just had shoes on it.
I went to Macy's in Fairmont. They ain't had nothing in there. And the thing is, you know how they had like a shine job section? That section ain't even there no more. I was like, what is the purpose of me even coming here? And that's why I said, you can see why some of these big malls been closed down.
Yeah.
They don't got nothing in there. What's the point?
I think we gotta realize it's not just a famine with food, it's gonna be a famine with your everyday needs that you're gonna need to survive. It's gonna be a famine with that as well. With clothing.
That could mean that too.
Yeah, clothing, health. It's not just food that, oh, let me just stock up on food. Okay, but what about clothing? What about your everyday essentials that you need to survive? That's going to be short too. So people, and then I be seeing brothers say, well, I've been saving food and stocking up on food. Okay, that's one thing you got down pat, brother. What about healthcare? When stuff hit the fan, do you know how to stitch your own self up? What about clothing? Are you going to be in there sewing clothes together for you and your family? Y'all, we were in the same clothes for 6 years ago. Shirts tight as hell on us, can barely breathe. But it's the only thing we got. We be in trash bags in a second and super gluing them together.
Let's get to Ezekiel 14:21.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 21. For thus saith the Lord God, how much more would I send my fourscore judgment upon Jerusalem, the sword and famine, and the noises of some beasts, and pestilence, to cut it off from man and beast. There go that word pestilence again. And famine. He's saying it's coming. Famine, pestilence, and beast. Like you say. And you also notice when it says beast, how many times have you seen they say alligators coming up where they never came before? It was somewhere here where they said they had was it a coyote?
Yeah. Yep.
The animals coming into these cities now.
Looking for food.
And they go start looking at us. Y'all look pretty good over there.
Or they just moving out to different territories now. You know what I mean? Where man have chased them out. They come somewhere. They roaming whatever. They being pushed. But like you say, the white man tearing this up. You pushing them out their natural habitat.
Right.
Like I say, like I can't think it was somewhere up here. They talking about they seen a coyote. It's been several as a coyote.
Yeah, I seen it show where Canada attacked the guy driving the bike.
And even now, I've seen more deer than I ever seen getting hit.
Yeah.
All the animals coming up here.
We can use them.
I mean, you can eat, but I'm just saying, this is it. All the animals coming with the city where they never used to do all that. That's how you know these scriptures are true. All these things are coming into effect. Like I say, noise and beasts, pestilence. All that stuff is coming to
That's
pass.
happening too. And it's still going on. See, like every year, it's another form of a disease that's hitting us. Every year, it's like once COVID came, it was like boom, 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 boom. Every year, it's something. Oh, after COVID, now it's a new strain of COVID out here.
Yeah.
Now after the new strain, oh, it's monkeypox out here
There's
now.
gonna be a new strain of monkey.
Yeah, it's gonna be next. It's always gonna be something. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, but when they go to these laboratories, they go in there based on how to kill black folks. Now, we know a casualty of war, some of their people might get killed, but that's not what they're going in there for. And when they design the food, they design the food on how to kill black folks.
Remember, they wasn't given the judgment either or the laws. They wasn't given the laws to lock it. They knew we had the laws, and they knew what they could do to us. Like, prime example, they flooded everything with all these bottom feeders and gave it to us. They can eat them.
Oh,
The Most High didn't give them the laws,
Right.
but they knew that was going to destroy us. Like, they knew our history. What was that? What book was that in the Apocrypha? When they said that they actually they told a whole account of our history to somebody. He said, if this nation have not sinned against their God, you know what I'm saying, he's going to come and defend them.
Right.
Like you gotta understand, these other nations know exactly who we are. We the only ones that don't know who we are. You know what we do? We try to be like the celebrities.
Because we see that what we have had. When you're short of something or neglecting something, you see that as, oh man, he doing that to get to the point. He doing that to get this fame. I want that. I want that. I want to be like that.
Oppression make a wise man mad.
Let me get
Second Ezra.
yeah, 16 and 33.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers.
That's what's going on, like you said. No men coming around. Having no bridegrooms. Women shall mourn. If we ain't here, what do they have?
They do.
Mourning.
Yeah.
Daughters not having no husbands. Like you say. They have taught our women to chase us away. I seen it was something on Facebook where this guy was like, or the woman too was like, black men that got tired of black women.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's that mindset that they have put in us.
Right.
Like you say, famine just don't mean food. I could be short of your mean.
Right.
And then we just seen on there, most men, they want to be women. That makes a shortage.
That's usually the shortage of us.
How do you reproduce?
Yeah.
That's the best way to get rid of us. No reproduction. That's also, like you say, that's a form of famine.
And they working on that. You start working on that.
Because if you turn 25% of us came, you did knock off a vast majority of us to reproduce. We ain't talking about also the ones that's locked up. Drugs. You're trying to knock that down. That's what he's trying to do. That's what he said. Having no helpers. Daughters shall mourn. No husbands. trying to kill us off. Like you just said, you pointed out, that's a form of famine. Famine just don't necessarily mean food. That means a shortage of everything. Give me Job 5:20.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what they trying to say, trying to push it through the wood. You don't need them. What you mean, God? You come from me. This is what God say.
In the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
There you go, famine. Redeem. How you do that from famine? You fast to redeem you from death. You get your mind straight. You become a new person. What do they say when famine? You see things clearly. You get your mind right. When you famine, pray these laws, statutes, and commandments. Excuse me. When you fast, that helps you clean things clearly, just like the Messiah. What did he fast for 40 days?
Yeah, right. And with that fast, he had spiritual strength. The word became food.
There you go.
The word
became his food.
The word became food because the word, because he came into a spiritual realm based on the fast itself. And every time he read the word, he felt full. You know what I'm saying?
And there you go. The power from the sword. What's the sword? This is the sword.
Right.
That's when you get into this book, read it, you wouldn't even, oh, did I?
Right.
I got fed spiritually. This is what I need to get me through.
Right.
This is what's going to feed me. This is what's going to help me out in those times while the rest of the world going crazy, thinking of this and that. This is our sword. This is our food.
Because the sword do two things. It protects you. So starvation comes and it protects you from that. And then sword also, it kills so you can eat your meat.
And then you know what fasting does? Fasting also can help you for when you see swine.
Right.
You ain't gonna have that weak spirit. I'm about to eat this pig. No, I'm good. I'm gonna wait a bed too, see if I can get this, or I'm gonna get these little herbs come out. That's what I'm gonna do.
Like the swine start to look like dung. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna grab no dung and eat it. So when you look at swine, you see it totally different than anybody else. Everybody else sees bacon, you see fried dung in the pan. You know what I'm saying? And it stinks to you. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you see it. You know what I'm saying? They see delicious, you know what I'm saying? And they eating that to you, it turns your stomach up.
But if you ain't fast, if you don't prepare yourself, like you say, spiritually strong, you'll give in and take that foul food in you.
Right.
Let's go to this Proverbs 11. Go right into that. Go ahead out.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
That's what you say, a balance of this fasting, not even eating too much, like you say, eating smaller things. It's a balanced way. Be equally balanced. But a false balance, the Lord say, it's an abomination. I'm gonna eat too much. Or then I'm gonna read just a little bit of the word. I'm not gonna get none of the word, but I'm gonna do this over here. I'm gonna look at TV. That's a false balance. You know, we say it all the time. It's got to be evenly yoked. And that's what it say right here. You're equally yoked. It's an abomination, a false balance. You got to put your time in this. You got to put your time in with your brothers, your family. It's an even balance. You can't, like you say, you can't be more into the white man's thing than you are with your brothers. And in this word, that's a false balance. And I say verse 2, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with a lonely is wisdom. And that's what we say all the time. Sometimes you gotta be to yourself. Sometimes you gotta be in that one thing to get that wisdom. Sometimes you gotta be yourself going through these things to see, you know what? I really didn't need that. I was good without.
You say be yourself.
Yeah,
But most of us, we lost ourselves. That's why when they walk past, they say, "Assalamu alaikum." Hold on, no. We think that since we don't look like Christians, that we have to be Muslims. You so far knowing Israel, to you, Israel don't exist. That's why I say said, let's cut them off within the nation. I see the nation of Israel is cut off in you. You see what I'm saying? I see that. I see that when you're not fasting and praying and reading the word, I can see that in you. I can see you eat pork. I can look at you and know you smoke crack. I can look at you, you know what I'm saying? You can look at a person and see almost what they do or what they're doing. You get it?
Yeah.
I can see some about you because the imagery of him fasting is not out there. You know what I'm saying? Because white man got, if you look at this person, you look like he smoke crack. White man put that out there. So that's an image that I can see. White man put the image that a thief. You can look at a person and be like, that nigga like a steal. That nigga's a thief. You almost look at it. You know what I'm saying? And then you can look at women, you know, like the blind haired women, you can see that they hate their man. They hate their people. You can see
themselves.
They hate themselves. So you know if they hate themselves, you got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Just by putting on that. When you put on a blind wig, you'll say, listen, when a white girl see you, she see you trying to be her. And if she see that, you think she's gonna give you respect?
Right. Just like the Ishmael said the other day, we want to be him. Get out of here, fool.
You better keep walking with the shit like that. If you don't want to hear what we got to say.
Go ahead, Kate, my fault.
2 Maccabees 15:7.
God.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 15, verse 7. But Maccabees have ever sure confidence that the Lord will help them.
Just going in, like I said, when we read verse up, Mackinac had defeated Judas. But Maccabee still had that confidence that the Lord would help him. Just like if we come up and we are in a fast, we got to have that confidence that the Most High still with us, no matter what He put us through. But we might not eat 3-4 days, but we still got to have that confidence that this is of the Most High. He gonna come through it for us. He's still gonna take care of His people. He know what's good for us at the end. This is just a temporary thing. We can't lose confidence. Just like how in the book of Job never lost confidence in the Most High. All the things that he went through, Job never badmouthed. He still had confidence in the Most High. Like I said, if this fast come up, just like we say in Egypt, this is the fast and these plagues. It's to get us out of here. It's to make our oppressor know that our God, He's a strong God. He gonna do whatever it needs to be done for you to let us out of here, for you to free us. And part of that is to punish you. We might have to deal with it a little bit, but on the other end, we're gonna come out shining.
It's the trust to know this gonna happen.
That's why we got that heads up.
That's what that heads up, because they're using faith. They're using faith in the wrong way. Matter of fact, they're not even using faith. They just know the word of faith, and they say that it connects to them, and they don't even know how to use it. This is how you use it, because it tells you what's going to come, who's going to be destroyed, and how to get out of this situation.
This is a good one. I do like. Okay. Let's go to Kings, 1 Kings 17.
Verse 4.
Yeah, we're going to start off with 4.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 17, verse 4. And it shall come to pass that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord. For he went and dwelt by the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook.
This is Elijah having faith. They were going through a fast. And it said, I shall go to the brook and drink. And the Most High said, I command the ravens to feed you. That's having faith. That these birds going to bring me some bread?
Man, that's heavy.
And what does it say? He went and did according to the word of the Most High. Now, how many people, if somebody tell you, oh, some birds going to bring you some bread, man? and you're going to eat them.
Who's gonna believe that?
But he had faith, just like we read in, was that Second Maccabees. Keep it up. Had that faith for the Most High. And it said he did accordingly what the Most High said. And he went and dwelt by the brook. And the ravens brought him bread fresh in the morning, fresh bread. And in the evening, fresh bread. And he drank of the brook. That's having faith in the Most High.
And so if this get too tight, he still can bring down manna to us.
There you go. There you go.
See what I'm saying? That's taking care of your people. We still can. We're gonna want some manna then, I bet you.
There you go. And that's what Satan. Like we read, what was that, Second Maccabees 15? That belief, that trust in the Most High. The Most High told him, I'm going to bring these ravens, man, they're going to take care of you. I got you. They're going to bring you bread. Just go to the brook so you get some water. I got you. You good. Didn't question him at all. Could have been fasting, it don't say how long. But like I say, there was no rain in years. Nothing about to do.
Had to be some water, but no rain.
But the Most High took him there. The ravens brought that to him. He taking care of his people. Yeah, 31 and 19. My penmanship kind of messy.
That's all right.
Sorry, right? That's what the
Okay, yeah. 31.
31 and 19.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31, verse 19. A very little is sufficient for a man well-natured, and he catcheth not his wind short upon his bed. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching, and choler, and pains of the belly are with an unsavable man.
You know that's going into obesity. You know, very little is sufficient for a well-nurtured man. You don't have to overeat to be good. And what does it go in? It says, short wind before it comes upon his bed. Not moderate sleep. What happens sometimes when you overeat and go to bed? A lot of times when you get up in age, you have a reflux. You didn't eat too much. A lot of times you can't go to sleep on full of stuff. It bothers you. Well, that might not happen to you yet. But I mean, when you get up in years, feeling your belly at night laying down, that's a discomfort. Like I say, a lot of us, you have reflux from at night if you fool your belly. This going into obesity. And like I say a sound sleep, a moderate eat. You get a good sleep when you don't eat while you got it. But what it say? And his wits are within him. Pain watching, pains of the belly. What happens when somebody overeats sometimes? Your stomach hurts.
Or they get the itis where they want to go into hibernation.
You know, and this is going to like you just I can't think of that shit before people eat.
Yeah.
They eating just to eat. They well past full. They just put it in their mouth for no reason at all. And like I said, how comfortable does that person 400 pounds sleep? You barely breathing when you sleep.
Get out of bed.
There you go. You barely breathing. What's that? What's the 70? That's gluttony.
Yeah.
That's gluttony. You done stuffed your mouth so wide. You done stretched like you done stretched your stomach so far. You gotta put that much in your stomach. That's gluttony. And it say right here, moderate sound sleep come with moderate eating. Most I say, if you get just enough, you have a well nice a rest, a sleep. Look at the same Samuel.
Yeah, the book of 2 Samuel chapter 17,
26.
verse 26. So Israel and Absalom pitched in the land of Gilead, and it came to pass when David was come to Mahanaim, the Shobai, the son of Nahash, Ruba of the children of Ammon, and Machir, the son of Emil of Lobert, the Brazili, the Jedite of Rogelum, brought beds and basins and earthen vessels, and wheat, and barley, and flour, and perched corn, and beans, and lentils, and perched pulse, and honey, and butter, and sheep, and cheese of kin for David, and for the people that were with him to eat. For they said, the people is hungry and weary and thirst in the wilderness.
This going into when David was at war with the other nations. Brought all this to them. And like the Most High made them bring them beds and baskets. Because they was in the wilderness with nothing. That's what the Most High did for them. And they was at war. And the other people, they brought the children of Ammon. They brought all this to David. Because David was a mighty man. They knew they could be slain at any time.
Right.
So what they trying to do? They're trying to get in the favor of the Most High. So let me bring these guys with it. Beans, look at all the food they brought. They even brought them beds in the wilderness. They carried all this to feed them.
Man.
Because they know at any moment,
God supplying all his needs.
any moment they can slay them. But that's like you say, they in the wilderness with nothing. It says, the people was hungry and weary and thirsty in the wilderness. But guess what the other nations brought? It's just like you say, they know.
And when have the other nations supported us?
Because David was a mighty man. They know that David was slinging people. The Most High said, don't give them. Let's bring this to them, because if they won't,
They can come kill us.
and take it anyway.
And we'll bring it to you. Don't even come here.
There you go. We'll bring it to you.
Just stay where you at.
We don't want that problem.
Salaki, I got
David
something to say. You know what you just said about how David was a mighty man, how they brought that stuff out of fear. If we get back into the ways of the Most High, that's how our enemies will have fear with us. They're going to start giving us that 40 acres and the mule. They might give us 120 acres. Matter of fact, bro, take my car, take my house. Can't even hold up. You said, give me all that. Give me all that. They know the power of the Most High because we serving him right. But since they know we not serving him right, they not gonna respect us like they respected David.
Because they know they keeping us in sin. And we wallow in sin by ourselves.
Like you said, you know how David got done. And of course, they didn't heard that. And they're like, oh, they in the wilderness. We better fix that, because guess what? If the Most High wants, he can come in, they gonna slay us off. And they gonna be living here anyway.
Right. So let's keep them where they at.
There you go. Let's go to Psalms 25. Oh no, we go. My fault. Psalms 37 and 25. My fault.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 25. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed.
There you go. His seed is blessed. No matter what we go through, no matter what, deal with these plagues, this famine, we blessed. We don't have to just deal with that. This is all part of the Most High. Like he said, I have not seen righteousness forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. Just like we read about Elijah. He didn't have to beg for it. The Most High said, you go to that brook, these rapists going to take care of you. I got you. Don't worry about it. You may not in a couple days, but you good. I'm going to bring you something to you. The brook don't have water, you going to have bread. I'm going to take care of you. You doing my work. I got you.
So like the same thing did with Daniel. When he got thrown in that lion's pit. You think he didn't eat for those 3 days? The Most High provided for him for those 3 days too. When he was in the lion's pit. And he made sure the lions didn't touch him. Yeah, kept him alive. Can you imagine, are you in a lion's pit, hungry lions in there, and you just sitting there petting them? Y'all chill out. You know what I'm saying? And, come on. That's why they, when they started, David was in that wilderness, they can't carry them bunk beds. And you put this on your shoulder, you carry that.
No matter how far you gotta carry it from.
Exactly. And they didn't say they came on horseback.
Yeah.
They came on feet.
You carry beds, bread, food, all that.
All that on your feet. Yeah, that's the fear, man. That they not only did they have us, they have for our God. See, there's a difference when they fear you.
Yeah, but they fear our God.
Yeah, so when they fear you, when you around, they will go ahead and act. It's like on Friday, that movie. Oh, when Debo around, I don't talk. And when you leave, I'll talk with you. See, when they fear your God, it don't matter if they there or they over there. It don't matter. They fear him all the time. I got it. Chapter 23, right?
21 and 30.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 30. The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 30. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord.
They say there is no wisdom or understanding that can do nothing against the Most High. It don't matter how much they prepare. No matter how much they try to do something with the food, the pestilence. You can't stand up against the Most High, no matter what they try to do. And just like he said, a horse is prepared against the battle, but safety is with the Lord. You can compare your tank ships. Like you said, you can get them bombs right. The Most High ain't sweating that. That's nothing to me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make you prepare them the way I want to do them. I got all this in the plan. It ain't you. You know, Esau, you thinking it's you. It ain't you. I'm the one that making this happen.
Yeah, because I got a planet hotter than the fire you gonna bring. I got the sun.
Thinking it's you. Yeah, it ain't you. I'm doing all this.
So
Right. I'm making you do it.
Yeah, how you go serve Satan and Satan is your God when our God is controlling Satan to do what he got to do? But Joe, Satan didn't come up like, yeah, I'm not do this to Joe. What he had to ask God, hey God, I bet you, I can do this. He had to get permission to do something. And then when he came up there to the Most High checked him. Hey, where you coming from?
Right.
And when the Most High told him, do what you want, but you don't kill him. And what did he do?
He couldn't kill him.
Right. You follow orders like you're supposed to.
There you go. Because he know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even he know. Hey, do what you want. Don't kill him.
Right.
Don't kill him.
Because you know.
There you go.
And that's one thing, you know. On the earth we scared, but we don't know terror. When your house I bring that terror, that's something totally different. You know, I can be scared on this earth, I can be scared about to kill me. That ain't nothing. That terror. You know what I'm saying? We bring the terror. White folks don't know nothing about terror. They barely know I'm scared. When they get that terror,
So you'll kill your body and your soul.
torment your soul.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 15. And he said unto them, these red letters, by the way.
Let's go to 15.
15?
Yeah, I was gonna jump down. Yeah. 15 kind of help it out. Go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plenty.
I'm going to continue, I'm going to break it off. That's going into, like you say, a rich man can have all the treasures of the world. But that covetousness, ain't nothing going to happen to me. I'm good right here. But the Most High can take that in a minute. It can be all gone in a second. Go ahead and finish 17 out. 17, go a little bit of that.
And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much good laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry.
That's going like into America. For many years, they have ate and drank and been married. Constant 70s, 80s, 60s, even in the 2000s. You know, like they say. Where it said, where would I would pull them out the barn down and build greater? What has America been doing? They've been going over here, what do we call those, what do we say they got in every country?
Embassies?
Yeah, they got embassies in everywhere. Just about all these countries. We so great, yeah, we don't have enough room. Let's take this embassy over here, all right. Let's take this embassy over here. We're gonna put another embassy over here. They got embassies up, I don't know how many countries.
They got embassy.
What's that? Cuba.
That's like the White House.
Like I say, eat, drink, and be merry. They over in every country doing whatever they want. Taking over the countries. Running it like they say. Where we at, 20? Go ahead, I'll finish that out.
But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which has provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself is not rich towards God.
That's what he's saying. He's saying you can put all that stuff up tonight, but tomorrow you ain't waking up. What good is it now? You can put all this stuff away. You ain't seeing tomorrow. You going to bed tonight, but that's your last night on there. That can happen.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead,
big.
so there you go.
And he said unto his disciples, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls?
See how I say the raven? The raven won't store food. They eat as they want. And they store food, huh? But God provides for them. They ain't thinking, you know what? I'm gonna store this food up for 3 weeks and I'm gonna be good. No, they eat as they go. That's what he's saying. Don't think that you can store up something like you promised to a day, the next day like that, like the rich man. I'm good. I got all this good. You can't predict when today is your last day or not. You got to live for today. You got to do things right now. Go ahead, I'll finish that out.
Do the best you can now.
There you go.
Verse 25. And which of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? If ye then not be able to do that which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not, and yet I say unto you, that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
So he says Solomon didn't bloom like that. Solomon, the lily, what do we call it? The lily, they grow wide with that day. They don't bloom all over. Solomon in his glory, he didn't spread like that. You know what I mean? Finish that out.
And then God so clothed the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven. How much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things.
That's it on that. That last one, I say all the nations of the world basically seek after what we want. But he said the Father knoweth that you have need of these things. Just like you say with Elijah, I like to go back to that. He knew what he needed. Same thing with David. He knew what David needed. The people, bring that out. Bring that food. My people need to eat. You know what's going to happen to you if they don't get what they need.
I see them when they give themselves.
There you go. And you don't want that same thing. It's say,
They get one what they need.
now we don't want to dwell on this, but it say of little faith. That don't mean stop the commandments, but that means still have faith in the Most High. He gonna take care of you of what you need. We ain't on that faith part that you don't need that without the commandments. It's just saying,
That nothing to do with the
there you go. Still have your belief in the Most High that He gonna take care of you, that He gonna give you what you need. Let's go. Let's finish it out with Isaiah 23 and 17.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 23, verse 17. And it shall come to pass, after the end of 70 years, that the Lord will visit Tyre, and she shall turn into her hire, and shall commit fornication with all the kingdoms of the world upon the face of the earth. All her merchandise and her hire should be holiness to the Lord. It should not be treasured nor laid up, for her merchandise should be for them that dwell before the Lord, to eat sufficiently and for durable clothing.
Once again, and that's going into that America. Once again, her for hire, her fornication. How she didn't deal with all these other nations. She done went here and there and there, put her face upon the earth. America is just about all over this world. Just about. They everywhere. Her merchandise. Everybody been doing business with America. For the longest. Like you said, how we got here. The Africans doing business with the Americans. That same fornication or holiness. The treasure is not that merchandise. We was considered merchandise. Here it says the Lord, eat efficiently and durable for clothing. America has been doing this to us for the longest. America has actually, like you say, thought this earth belonged to them. They say it's theirs. They here, they there. They doing what they want. Like there is no Most High. They think they are the Most High. We run the things. Whatever you do, it's got to go through us. They even run the United Nations. But like I say, this is at the end of 70 years. What we're trying to say is that fast, have your mind prepared. Get ready for these fasts, for this famine, these plagues, and Lord knows what else. Hopefully this class was a little edifying. We ran a little over. But
It's good word.
if anybody got anything to add to the famine or anything, okay, we're going to close this class off. Hopefully everybody was edified. Kwam up, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right.
That's good word.